Welcome to Popternative, where we dive into topical discussions from the worlds of pop culture, social media, and sports. Here is your host, Peter Remoliotis, aka PD Beats.
PD Beats here from Popternative. Speaking of Diamond, Jack about Love is Blind After the Altar, which debuted July 28th on Netflix. Welcome to the show. Thank you so much for doing this.
Thank you for having me. I'm ready to have some fun. I love that intro.
It's an exciting time. I mean, we're gonna get into everything that happened with you and Carlton and all that because a lot of people have a lot of questions and everything. But was there ever a point in time where you thought about whether you were gonna be on a reality show or not, or about TV, like when you were growing up, or did it kind of just happen for you?
It kind of just happened for
Yeah.
me. I've never been against it.
Yep.
To say when I was growing up, I used to love watching reality TV shows, like for instance, The Real World, on MTV. I loved like Challenge. I used to watch Flavor Flav. I was a kid, but it was something hot. So I watched these shows and just thought they were funny and fun and entertaining. But I never thought in a million years that I would be one of the people to be on a reality TV show.
Oh, absolutely. It's interesting too because I've interviewed people from other reality shows as well, like Netflix other reality shows, as well, like Too Hot to Handle, and I ask about like what was the interest or knowledge of like reality TV before they went on the show, and it's like 50-50, like either they didn't know anything about reality TV or they were huge fans of reality TV. But it sounds like you're kind of like in the middle where maybe you're not like the biggest reality TV fan, but you watch a little bit of the Real World and everything. So you're the first like kind of in between, which is interesting.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Which is awesome. What are some things, because obviously it's a very unique situation where people are back in the pods and coming back from season one and everything. How do you kind of take that all in? And when Netflix kind of told you about what was going to happen with After the Altar, like what was your thought process like?
Yeah, when the producers called me about doing a season two, I was like, how's this gonna work? I already seen everybody in the past
Yep.
and everybody's seen me, so I didn't really understand it until they really told us like, oh, it's an anniversary dinner, anniversary for the couples. And I was like, okay, of course, yeah, I would love to, support the couples. I think what they found, the love they found is unique and different, and I support it. So I'm like, yeah, I definitely will come. But then they told me how they wanted to, I did end the first season not really on the best note. I think everybody remember me just as cursing someone out and being upset, and I didn't want to end my season like that. If that makes sense. So I wanted people to see the real me and see how I really am, like fun, energetic, and like to support and like I don't know. That's what I really wanted people to see. So when they proposed what they were trying to do, I was like, I'm all for it.
Yeah.
So
And the thing is, I'm going to be honest with you, Diamond. I know how it is with a lot of people asking you questions in the press, and you're asked the same questions all the time about everything and what happened, and portrayed as the villain like on social media and everything. And it's one of those things too where I'm not going to get into that, but more. I mean, how are you dealing with all of that? Especially on the social media aspect of things where it's coming from a global, like it's coming from everywhere. Like the show is very popular because of Netflix worldwide, right? So I'm just curious, people see what happens and everything that happens with the break, like the engagement and everything. I mean, how are you dealing with all of that and kind of just being even keel and taking it in day by day?
I think from season one, I had a lot of hate. It was 50-50. I think I learned how to cope with that. I
Yeah.
wasn't expecting so much of like it was 50-50. So I had support and I did not have support.
Mhm.
So seeing that put me in a space like, okay, you can't allow what people say affect you or who you are. I
Yeah.
know who I am. I can't allow someone who just saw me on TV for what 30 minutes, if even that, or episode to tell me who I am and dictate who I am. And so learning that from the first season, I knew how to deal with it if I get any hate this season.
Yeah.
And I told myself, don't read those comments. That would be your best thing. Just don't read those comments, because not everybody's going to agree with you and not everybody's going to see eye to eye, which is fine. People are entitled to their own opinion.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you can't allow that to go in your head and just make you feel like a bad person, make you feel like you're nothing, you're less than what you really are.
100%.
So what I did was I completely ignored those comments. If I see anything that says something negative, I just bypass it. And then more than likely, I like the ones that I did like. I just brushed off my shoulder.
And I think it's really awesome that you were able to do that. You had a coping mechanism with all that, because kind of going back to what we said, I mean, the show is so popular. It hits so quick because episodes get posted and people binge it right away. And it's kind of like like with the comments and all like the theories and everything, it's like a waterfall. It's just like nonstop.
Exactly, right? I agree with you. I agree 100% with you.
Which is
good.
Yeah, no, it is absolutely. I mean, I guess the big question too is a lot of people always ask after a reality show wraps is, what's next type thing, right? Are you just kind of, trying to kind of take in season 2? I mean, being on this show, which was a lot, it was an emotional roller coaster. Do you see yourself maybe doing another reality show down the road? Is it too early to tell? Like, have you thought about that?
That's really, from everyone's comment, people are like, I hope this is not the last time I see you on TV. Please get your own show. There's a petition out. I haven't seen it, but a lot of people are like, I started a petition and I need you to have your own show. And I was like, oh my God, it feels great to hear the feedback from fans and hear the feedback about me having my own show. I would not be opposed to it. No, I won't. But I would be interested to see what the next show would be about. And I will definitely consider it.
For After the Altar, in terms of like your storyline and your relationship, takeaway wise, from your perspective, after they watch that season, what are you hoping they get out of it? Takeaway wise, specifically from your perspective with everything that happened, what are you hoping they get out of it?
I'm hoping for everyone as a whole that they take away love.
Yeah.
And how love is within the eye of the beholder, honestly. Like,
I thought you were about to say and love is blind.
I was getting there, feet. Love is blind. Hint. And I hope other people can see support, especially girl power. I hope people can get to see that your worth, because I know looking at Gigi's story and knowing your worth and knowing how you should be treated. And this is just for women, not just for women, but men as well. If you're not in a happy situation, don't stay there just because of it. Just it's time to move on. So I hope people just take away positive things versus bad things. I know we had our problems and we had our arguments and our disagreements, but at the end of the day, I hope, sorry, I'm stuck on a piece of candy, sorry.
No
but
worries.
At the end of the day, I hope people can take away good things from the show. Women empowerment, love, marriage, happiness, all of the above.
A big component to the marketing and promotion of shows is the trailer reveals. That is something that everyone freaks out about when, they see the trailer, the teasers for, Love is Blind coming back After the Altar and everything. And Netflix does an incredible job with giving you a taste of what to expect and everything. When you were kind of seeing the teasers and the trailers kind of come out, what was your perspective and what was your kind of takeaway from that?
My first reaction, I was like, ooh.
That's literally the perfect reaction.
That was my reaction, just like everyone, because I haven't seen it, so I know what happened, but you just don't know how it's going to look on camera.
Have you had a chance to see it yet?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. You can never assume that, because sometimes I've asked questions about something and the response was, well, I haven't seen my episode yet. I'm like, oh, like I can't.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it makes sense for certain shows. I can get it. But no, as soon as they said 12 o'clock midnight, I was the first one with some of my friends and we had it on like, what's going on?
So was it weird seeing it back after shooting it? Because that, I feel like you're filming it, you're in the moment and everything, and then you watch it back. What was that like for you?
I was like, I liked it. I really enjoyed it. I didn't think anything bad or negative about it. I thought it showed pretty much where everything would happen. And that's exactly how I remembered it. I remember the whole Francesca thing. I didn't remember my reaction though. That was really cracks me up because I'm like, oh my God, I reacted like that. But I remember how all the big plot parts, I remember all that. So
Yeah.
I was really curious to see how it was going to be shown and seen to the audience, which was good. So I loved it.
We talked about the reception, the 50-50, but there's a lot of love for Diamond Jack on social media. I want to know from your family and friends, your circle, basically, what's the reception and reactions been like for after the altar?
My mom, she watched it and she's like, now, you know, that's me. That's how I talk. I'm like, girl, she said, no, you know, I say right or wrong all the time. I was like, so now she's saying that I'm acting like her. But my mom loved it. She was very happy with the outcome, as well as my cousin, because I know my mom watched with my cousin, and my cousin they were like, you're cracking me up. Like, but this is Diamond. We knew that already. So it's not even like surprising.
Absolutely. People love the behind the scenes. People love kind of fun facts or interesting facts that they might not know. So I'm going to give you an opportunity now to maybe give this to my viewers. What is something you can tell us about your storyline on Love is Blind that people might not know about? That they might watch this episode of Popternative and be like, ooh, that's interesting. Ooh, I didn't realize it was like that. Is there anything you can share?
That's a really good question.
Doesn't have to be like anything juicy or anything. Just kind of like, was it a longer process to film than you thought it would be? Like just something interesting.
It's a lot of interesting things to say at least. But I'll definitely say that my story is not over. So I don't want people to give up on me finding love. Exactly. It's not over.
Everyone's gonna be like, what does that mean?
That means you got to keep watching to find out. That's what that means. I'm going big. I'm going big. That's all I'm gonna say.
And from this show, you're in the public eye globally on Netflix. People can follow you on social media and everything. So you developed a big social media following, especially on Instagram. Do you see that a responsibility now that comes with that? Now that you have this big audience, I mean, that's a huge thing as well, right? You're on this TV show, you have this big platform now, and it automatically kind of comes to with responsibility. Have you ever thought about that as well?
Yeah, it's funny how things work out. Before I was on Love is Blind, I was actually a Hawks cheerleader. Well, I'll just say NBA dancer.
Yeah.
'Cause I also cheer for other NBA teams as well. But I had to learn how we have a company that we represent, and things that we put on social media, it has to be representable. It has to
100%.
be professional. So I kind of already went through that 4 years or 5 years really prior to Love is Blind. So I know certain things to put, certain things to say, and it kind of helped school me for this. I didn't know this was going to happen, but I now take what I've learned there and apply it to what I'm doing now.
Oh,
So I know
absolutely.
you definitely have to watch what you say. You definitely have to watch what you put out there, etc. Especially if you have a brand. And knowing people who have a brand is just certain things you have to represent.
Well, it becomes a brand too. I mean, you go on this reality show and then it's kind of like, 3-4 months later and it's like, boom, like it exploded. You know what I mean?
It is. And I'm just like, wow, like people really love this. And I love that people love this. It just makes you feel like, wow, like our life story is really taking effect on the world. Like the world is watching and is falling in love with us. So I am so proud to even experience this. It's amazing.
Absolutely.
It's unbelievable.
For sure. Diamond, thank you so much for coming on Popternative. I really appreciate it.
Of course. You're so energetic. I love you. You're in the right field.
I really appreciate that. So it dropped July 28th on Netflix, Love is Blind After the Altar. So people could watch that on Netflix. And where can people follow you on social media to keep update with everything? Because we talked about it a lot, so we got to plug it, right?
Exactly. Well, you can follow me on my social media handle, Instagram. I don't have a Twitter, but I do have Instagram. It is _Diamond Jack. Again, _Diamond Jack. Or you can follow my business page at Shop the Lady Box.
Amazing. Well, this has been Pop Alternative, youtube.com/PopTurn for previous episodes. Until next time, this is Diamond Jack from Love is Blind, After the Altar, which is on Netflix, and Petey Beats signing off.
Thank you for tuning in to Popternative. Make sure to check out our past episodes of Popternative on YouTube. Be sure to like Popternative on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
This has been an Autograph Communications production.